Hi, it's Xavier. Welcome to my bonsai retreat, and something a bit different today. We are going to be having a look at the elderberry bonsai that I've been working on over the last couple of years. Nothing startling, but I need your help. I mean, I really need your help. I've got this Wisteria. There's one on the other side as well, but that one's dead. And quite frankly, I've had enough of it. Never produced purple flowers. It's ended up becoming the most incredible invasive vine going. And I saw Darren George at Grow Bonsai working on his Wisteria a little while ago, and I want to know, is there any point in me digging this up? I really want to give this every possible chance of working, and to do that I have to recognise that I know absolutely nothing about Wisteria. So I have no doubt in that brilliant community that we've got out there in bonsai world that there'll be many of you who, one, know the best time to dig this thing up, and also what's probably the best bit of advice to follow it through so that potentially I can grow something from it. Should I hack it? I mean, my initial thoughts are to hack it right back to the bottom foot. In fact, let's go down and have a look and see what's going on down there. I mean, this is quite a big hunk of trunk, I like that. It's got little shoots here. There's some new shoots growing from here. Well, that did have one, but I just broke it.
You are dangerous.
Won't do that again. And really, you know, I'd be thinking about cutting it like I would anything from basically here. Dig this up, save as much roots as I can. But you let me know with your experience of Wisteria. Now, I'm not going to lie, a bit disappointed. As I say, there's been up 2 vines either side, growing like a triffid, right over the top here. But with the new benches, obviously, got bonsai on this side and that side. The last thing I need is to have the vines interweaving and causing even more problems with the trees. As I say, I know absolutely nothing about Wisteria. I have no idea why this side died.
You forgot the water. What?
Completely crumbled away. And lots of it's crumbled. In fact, that whole thing's crumbled. But what we have got, which goes to show how the root system works on these, is a vine that's probably originated from the other of the Wisteria plants. So yeah, this is going to get broken up, and look at that. Wow, it's quite fun doing this actually. But yeah, so we've got this vine from the other side. I don't know whether to take cuttings, I don't know, but this year I decided that it needs to come down. So yeah, so you help me please, because I've got no idea when to start, and that's what I need from you. Now, to try and fill this with some sort of bonsai content, dare I say it, I think we'll go up and have a little look at how the elderberry are doing, because they're still alive, and I still think I can make a bonsai out of at least one of them. Let's go, shall we? Okay, well here's the first one. Clearly I'm getting lots of really healthy grass growing here, but I'm going to weed those out. But there's the main one. We've got some structure growing. In fact, probably what we want to do is get the grass out, weed it first, and then we'll come back and have a look at that one. And we also have this one. This one's still in its plastic pot. I had far less hopes on this one, and truthfully, well, I think the last couple of years have all been about observation to work out whether I truly can do anything with these. As I say, it's a vine type thing, so all this hollows out. I'll cut this off, I think. Do that. In fact, let me get the grass out, and then I'll come back and show you. Well, doesn't that make a difference? So it took off probably about a centimetre of topsoil, and you know what? If you let grass grow, it's a nightmare. This is probably going to need a full repot next year, because although I took hunks of grass out, I know there'll be a full layer of grass going right around it. Anyway, I've put a little bit of fine bonsai soil over the top just to cover up the exposed roots that were there, and you know, it's pretty healthy. We've got lots of shoots there, but got to try and decide. I've held off removing any more of the bigger trunks in order to try and make it look bonsai, and I think I've come to the conclusion that, you know what, it's a vine. It's never going to be, I think it's a vine style anyway, I think it's never going to be a classic bonsai, so why do I try and make it one? I'm not. I actually quite like this, so I am going to do a few things. First of all, I don't want the feeders down there, so I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to get rid of that one, that one. I'm actually going to keep this one I've got this idea of having another one growing up beside it, just giving some interest. I have no idea where we're going with this. Now, under here, really, I don't see a point for that. So yes, it tells me that there's still a lot of stuff flowing through it, so it's obviously healthy. Do I want this one coming here? Well, if this is going to stay healthy and grow, then it all depends on where we go for the front on this, doesn't it, really? And truthfully, I don't really quite know.
So much you don't know.
I think this is too low down. It's also going to be at the same point of a lot of other growth. So let's get rid of that. See if that develops further. One right down here. Don't see the point in having a sucker down there. And I suppose all we need to do now is just clean up some of these branches that haven't developed. I got this one. I don't know if I can wire it out, maybe. I can't imagine this wires particularly well. I mean, truthfully, I think a bit like Budlear, rather than trying to wire, what you actually got to do is wait for these shoots to come out of these knuckle junctions. There's one coming down here, and always looking to prune back to those as the new growth. Because I think with these just discard vines as they become too long or ineffective or whatever. There's not a lot of growth here right now, so I probably won't do any pruning on that. Yeah, but that's going to be the future for both of these, and perhaps I should consider doing that pruning back now. If I cut this there, that should send some energy that way. Let's observe. I mean, what I don't like with that is this is going in. I could just have some wire and hold it out and see what happens. I'm going to be honest, I love mucking about with larch and maple and all the traditional species, varieties and stuff. But there is something really challenging and fun when you start mucking about with stuff that you just don't traditionally associate as bonsai. And I actually want this to be thicker, don't I? So I'm going to let this extend out. The trouble with allowing a sucker at the bottom is all this wants to do is concentrate all the energy there. It may well sacrifice sending stuff higher up and feed it to there. So again, whack in the comments if you think that's potentially a bad idea. That's the first of the elderberries. Oh look, little woodlouse. I've taken it out of this great big container here, which was again full of grasses, and I thought, you know what, I've got one of these bigger pond baskets free. Rather than try and stunt it in a pot, which is what I tried to do, let's see if we can give this, you know, a stronger reason to thrust out and give me loads and loads of growth to play with. I think with both of these, there's as much about learning as there is about anything else. I didn't actually get in there and delve around the roots, but by the time I'd taken all the away all the grasses and everything, I'd removed half the soil. Let's have a little look around and see if there's anything we want to remove, and then do you know what, I think we'll call it a day for it. Oh no, then I'm going to do an update on something I worked on early, and you really want to hang around for it because it's quite surprising, to be honest. I might actually have a go and carve a little bit on that. I was thinking of just completely removing that, but I'm not sure how tough this stuff is actually. Actually, it's not the... Might just have a little go at creating some interest on this. I want this to grow and continue to thicken. Got a lovely spider there. This one under here. Looks like we've got deadness here. Is there much point having that going out there? I don't think so, so we'll get rid of that now. Yeah, this branch, certainly not the most attractive of branches. I don't think it's ever really going to work. Probably looking at optimizing what's here, hacking this down a bit and seeing what we get growing from here. Looking at this one, we've got 1, 2, and then further up we've got more going up. For now we'll remove the inner one. Do you know, I just don't see a place for this. There we go. Alright, that's what we're going to go for. But no, definitely not the most inspiring of subjects here. I could be tempted to take off more, but I'm really uncertain which direction we're going with this. So what I want to do is the green that there, let it keep going, continue to observe the patterns of this and how it grows. Just slowly bring that down. I'm going to let this grow now, see how it responds, and we'll revisit it probably in the autumn time. For me, very interesting, and I am more interested in these than I am in quite a number of my other trees, because this is unique, this is new for me. It did occur to me, this is probably the strange and unusual bonsai section. Again, those of you who've watched my channel will know that I've been slowly working on creating a herb garden of bonsais perhaps. This is sage. I was going to do rosemary, but I never got around to doing it this year, so the rosemary will be made next year, along with potentially a bay leaf. I thought I'd show you this one. It looks like the attempt to tie them together failed miserably, and it may well be that these will get separated. So I've just got this one almost literati style sage, very interesting. But what I can do is a little bit of cleaning up on it. Really nice to see the purple flowers that are coming out at the moment, and you know, really do like those flowers, but I think they need to come off. So as you know with me, if I see a flower, there's a good chance I'm going to cut it off, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here, because too much energy is going up there. It means everything low down, like branches here, will start to die off. So let's cut it right back. Cut that right back. I will cut it to there and to there. With a lot of these ones, you can't make traditional bonsai from them, but you can certainly have a bit of fun doing some wacky designs, I think. And as I say, I'm not entirely sure about that. In fact, if you spin it, you can see that it's actually coming from the back and around the front. That's never going to be acceptable in my eyes, so we'll get rid of it. Get rid of all the greying, dying leaves. I'm going to clear it out because these two like to get a bit of mildew. So let's clear these junctions out. And again with these, a lot of these is about just renewal. So I might actually just remove that. So this will be two new fresh growth. And again, if we look at the way this is, that's actually very parallel and close to this. Why not take a chance on this new growth here? So let's do that. Opens it out, we get a lot more light getting in, and I think we'll cut that down even further back. So I'm going to just continue going around neatening this up, taking stubs off, and looking for opportunities to allow new growth to do well. The lower I can make this, the more effective it could become as a bonsai. If growth too far out, just doesn't look real. But I do think this, look at the shape on this for a literati. This, I think this is going to look beautiful. Absolutely glorious, I think. Really quite excited about it. And then again, this in its own right may actually form quite an interesting tree. Could even end up taking that whole branch off there. We've got a bit of a mess going on here. We don't want, with this one, two tops, so I'm going to remove that one. There we go. See how that grows out. But I definitely think next year that's going to get repotted as a single literati style. What do you think? Anyway, let's go and have a look at that little surprise that I keep talking about. Well, there it is. It's the little Mame holly project that I started at the beginning of the year when I was looking through some different sort of shrubbery to try and bonsai. And I said to you at the time, I had no idea how it backbuds or how it reacts. But guess what? I do now. And there was a few people in the comments who said it would react like this, and they were right. So let's get in close and let's have a look. And I think although this leaf is browned off, down here is 1, 2, 3, 4 little buds are coming up here. So we are going to get lots of new growth coming up there. I'm happy that this is going to make a brilliant holly Mame. So anyway, as I head back to going through the process of doing semi-defoliation and leaf cutting on my oaks, this one's looking pretty good. I'll say thanks very much for taking the time to watch. If you liked it, you know, big thumbs up. If you think anyone else might want to learn about what I'm trying to do with Wisteria or indeed with Elderberry, then yeah, please share this on social media. But otherwise, just enjoy your bonsai. Enjoy the sun. But apart from that, happy bonsai and God bless. Cheers.